Let's take it back to the early 2010s. Do you guys remember those days where we would play games on our school computers? Or maybe you had to share one PC with your sibling, and the only way you guys can both enjoy something is by sharing the PC? Or maybe you just had a terrible computer which couldn't run any games. All of that leads you to the games on Flash, also known as the engine that runs browser games. However, Flash has been shut down at the very end of 2020, taking our beloved browser games to the grave with it. Or at least that was what I thought. Many games have actually been running completely fine, as the games are also supported with other formats like HTML5, meaning the majority of the games are still accessible. Now let's take a step back to nostalgia and explore each of these Flash games that you may or may not have played before, also including a tier list. Hobo. If you could think of the most stereotypical, unhygienic, ungroomed homeless man, you would get this character, Hobo. But Hobo isn't just any other homeless person. Here's the plot. Hobo loves to sleep. He's napping peacefully next to a pile of trash, and for some reason, nobody lets him get his rest. Like, chill, if he was black, you'll put the whole army against him. Oh wait. So of course, Hobo gets enraged due to this disturbance, causing him to retaliate. You play as the character Hobo and you pretty much beat up everyone in your way. You begin with typical punching and kicking moves, but as you progress, you begin to learn more skills, to say the least. Like, damn, you can now pop your eyeballs out as an attack, or even puke and shit. And puke and shit combo. Yeah, this game is pretty graphic. Even when you die, there's an animation of your head exploding. The game consists of 3 difficulties, easy, medium, and hard. You may be wondering what the difficulties are, but as far as what I know, there's only a significant health gain for the enemies. It's pretty noticeable, as you can see from this clip how many punches and kicks it takes to defeat the first cop. Hard is very hard, pause. But luckily, there are safe passwords as a checkpoint to continue your journey without starting again with 0 progress. And did I mention that there's 7 stages to this game? Yeah, an extremely simple plot with a long storyline. You're gonna knock out these scrubs until you reach the final boss of each of the 7 games. At the end of each level, the storyline will continue. Hobo is put in jail. You play him to break out of jail in the 2nd stage. Then you're wanted. Fight people, fight more people, you nap. Then you're abducted by aliens and you lose all your skills. They make copies of you and you fight the final boss again. The UFO runs out of oxygen, you die and you get transported to hell. You defeat the boss, then you get ascended to heaven. Then you fight God himself. After you beat him off with his jerking hand, Hobo finally gets a happy ending. God shows that everything is free in heaven and everyone's pretty much hobos. And finally, Hobo gets a peaceful nap. No interruptions. Overall, it's a great game to play to kick some ass, but the downside is that it's single player and the game can get really repetitive. This is my favorite game out of this list, but my unbiased opinion would give it a B tier. Bad Ice Cream. Bad Ice Cream is the game where you, the ice cream, collects fruits throughout the map. This game looks really familiar. You guys may be already able to tell, but it's the same concept as Pac-Man. Collect the things around the map, win the level. If you touch the enemies, you die. But in this case, there's a lot more of a concept. First of all, you as the ice cream has the ability to blow and make things hard. Pause. So other than just movement in the game, you have the ability to create or break obstacles of ice. That way you can either maneuver your way from the enemies or strategize your way to collect fruits around the map. Second off are the fruits. In the game Pac-Man, there's dots around the whole map that you have to collect. In this game, the fruits are sprinkled here and there to collect. After one batch of fruits are collected, another round spawns. You can see the types that you have to collect at the bottom of the screen, and each fruit has a unique attribute. In the beginning levels, there are stationary fruits such as the banana, grape, and watermelon. And as the levels go on, you'll face a list of fruits that you may have to collect. Then there's the pineapple, which can fly over ice blocks, making them harder to get. Teleporting cherries, jalapenos that move while melting ice, pears that are just... what the fuck? They're so annoying. I think their mechanic is to just move away from you. Those are just a few examples, but I think you guys get the point. And finally, we have to talk about the enemies. I'm drawing a comparison to Pac-Man again, but we have enemies that just waddle around with no real direction. Then we have those who chase you, ones who shoot snowballs, ones that roll, and we have the ones that break ice. I think these 3 enemies are the most iconic in the game, with all of them looking like weird squids. Not to forget, this game consists of 3 versions and 40 levels each. Within these levels, you'll face a variety of maps, mobs, and fruits that I just spoke about. And I have to give this game an S tier. You can play up to 3 players and there's some great unique aspects. Henry Stickman. This is Henry Stickman. He may just be a stick figure with a little more facial features, but I really hope you guys remember him for more than that. Markiplier played this game 7 years ago and amassed over 50 million views. And I only averaged like 200 views, so I'm sure all of you guys know what this game is. The Henry Stickman collection features this Stickman going through courses of action, with you having the ability to choose what he takes action on. Let's take it to the very first chapter of this journey, breaking the bank. You have a set of options to choose what the character does. After choosing, the game either continues with the decision leading to a failure, or the heist proceeding. Here you can see the option to choose a laser drill crushes you, but a disguise leads to the storyline continuing. This is what you would call a point and click game. It's not really a game that's competitive, but it's a game that entertains you. Not only that, there's different storylines to the same game. Let's take it to one of the sequels, Stealing the Diamond. If you choose the option to take the super mushroom, you grow gigantic, but then you get hit. A transformer thing is launched at you, and then you run away, but you end up successful. Or you can also sneak your way through the whole game. Or you can also take the police chase way. Based on my research, there's a total of 6 of these game series and 2 prototypes, with plenty of different storylines to each game. In the latest game, Completing the Mission that was released in 2020, there's a video I found that shows all the options, fails, and endings to the game, lasting for over an hour and a half. It's insane to see how much this game developed way back when we saw it in 2008. And there's a lot of uniqueness to this game. Like the storyline can be to free transform yourself to duck under a tunnel, and there's even references to other games or shows. I would have to put this game in the S tier. Fireboy and Water Girl. Other than being known as Hot Boy and Wet Girl on the hub, this is a puzzle type game with the goal of 2 elements reaching their designated door through bunches of obstacles across the map. Water can touch the blue puddle and fire can touch the red puddle. If either one of the elements touches the opposite color or touches the green puddle, you die. Within the map, there's a series of obstacles you face. There are levers, buttons, boxes, boulders, seesaws, and many others. And the reason why there are 2 players is so that one person can assist the other, whether it's holding down the button for them or using themselves for weight for the seesaw. Or you can also just play by yourself and control both players with the keyboard. And after taking a look at this game again, I can see how this game can be pretty complicated. Maybe that's why I never finished this game as a kid, I just didn't have enough brain power. Overall, it's a good game with a total of 6 versions with variations of icy terrains, helpful fairies, and mysterious portals. But I would have to put this game in the B tier, for the reason being that this game may drag out. Like sure, there's plenty of levels to play, but I think you'll find most of it to be very repetitive, as most of the levels feel the same. From a quick look at the levels, there's always pushing some boxes, stepping on the buttons, and later on there's light beams, but there's not anything else past that. Super Smash Flash. I refuse to believe that anybody from the ages of 15 to 25 currently have never heard of this game. But even if you didn't, everybody knows Nintendo Super Smash Bros, right? The multiplayer fighting game that features a bunch of well-known game characters from everywhere, including Mario, Sonic, Ryu, Pokemon, Kirby, and all these other characters. Well, here's the free PC version. But no, this is actually a game of its own, because it's not Nintendo, and I'm assuming there's no copyright issues with the game being free, so you'll be able to play people that you'll never see in the Nintendo Super Smash Bros. You got anime characters like Goku, Naruto, Luffy, Ichigo, to fucking Spider-Man, to even SpongeBob? He's kinda kicking some ass though. Just imagine yourself as a kid whose parents didn't buy you a Wii, or maybe you even had a Wii but you didn't have the Super Smash Bros game. Now you have this low-end PC that can play Super Smash Bros using your PC, and it's free. And you get to play as Goku. Goku! I don't have to say anything else, man. This belongs straight up to the S tier. Anyway, I hope you guys felt some nostalgia as this video reaches an end. The sun's kind of going down too. And I would ask for you guys to like the video if you guys enjoyed. There's a lot more Flash games that could be reviewed, so subscribe for more. Or even comment something that you want me to review. Trust me, I'm a small channel and I'll definitely read every single comment. With that being said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye!